Hi students, this is the continuation of the previous lecture. Already we discussed the principle of inclusion and exclusion in the last class. Principle of inclusion and exclusion formula is n cardinality of A union B equal to cardinality of A plus cardinality of B minus cardinality of A intersection B. Already we discussed in the last class, and also we derived the principle of inclusion and exclusion for three sets, which is cardinality of A union B union C equal to cardinality of A plus cardinality of B plus cardinality of C minus cardinality of A intersection B minus cardinality of A intersection C minus cardinality of B intersection C plus cardinality of A intersection B intersection C. Already all the theorems we discussed in the last class, and some of the problems also completed. This is the three sets principle of inclusion exclusion formula. Now first formula is for positive integers A and B, the number of positive integers less than or equal to A and divisible by B. Formula is, we read it as floor function of A by B, which is obtained by greatest integer less than or equal to A by B. So after finding A by B, only we are considering its integer part. Next, the second formula is the number of non-negative. The meaning of non-negative is it must be greater than or equal to 0. Solutions of the equation x1 plus x2 plus and so on xn is equal to r is C of n plus r minus 1 comma r, which is same as n plus r minus 1 cr. Here n is the number of variables, and r is the right side value of the given equation. Now we will see the next sum. Already we discussed in the previous class three problems. Determine the number of positive integers n where n value lies in between 1 and 2000 and not divisible by 2, 3 or 5 but divisible by 7. So we need to calculate the number of positive integers less than or equal to 2000 and which are not divisible by 2, 3 or 5 and it is divisible by 7. How many such type of integers are there? We need to calculate using the principle of inclusion and exclusion. Coming to the solution, first we will find out the number of positive integers less than or equal to 2000 which are not divisible by 2, 3 or 5. For that, let P1 be the property that so number of integers less than or equal to 2000 which are divisible by 2, right? What type of integers? These are positive integers. So number of positive integers less than or equal to 2000 which are divisible by 2. The same thing, let P2 be the property that the number of positive integers less than or equal to 2000 which are divisible by 3. Then P3 be the property that number of positive integers less than or equal to 2000 which are divisible by 5. Now we need to calculate number of positive integers less than or equal to 2000 which are not divisible by, our requirement is not divisible by 2, 3, 5 which is nothing but n of P1 complement, P2 complement, P3 complement. How can we get this number? Which is total number minus n of P1, P2, P3, right? So how many total number of positive integers are there less than or equal to 2000? It is from 1 to 2000. Total 2000 numbers are there minus. Now n of P1, P2, P3 is cardinality of P1 plus cardinality of P2 plus cardinality of P3 minus cardinality of P1 intersection P2 minus cardinality of P1 intersection P3 minus P2 intersection P3 plus cardinality of P1 intersection P2 intersection P3. These are all these cardinalities we need to find first, then we substitute here, right? So for that we calculate these values in the next slide. So how can we find out cardinality of P1? Which is obtained by using the floor function of total number 2000, because P1 means it is the property of divisible by 2. So by 2, what is the number? It is floor function of 1000. It is an integer, so its value is 1000. Next, floor function of P2. So cardinality of P2 is, P2 property is divisible by 3. So what is this value? 666.6. Because it is the floor function, only we consider the integer part. What is this integer part? 666. Similarly, cardinality of P3 is divisible by, what is the P3 property? Divisible by 5. So which is floor function of 2000. It is an integer, its value is entire value 200. Next, cardinality of P1 intersection P2, it is obtained by floor function of 2000 by LCM of P1 property is divisible by 2, P2 property is divisible by 3. So LCM of 2 comma 3 is 6. So 2000 divisible by 6, it is 333.3. Its integral part, integer part is only this one. What is the value? 333. Next, cardinality of P1 intersection P3. So P1 property is divisible by 2. P3 property is divisible by 5. So we need to take LCM of 2 comma 5, which is 10. Its floor function value is 200. Next, cardinality of P2 intersection P3. So floor function of 2000 by P2, P3 means P2 property is divisible by 3. So LCM of 3. P3 property is divisible by 5. So LCM of 3 comma 5, which is 15. So 2000 by 15 value is 133.3. So its integer part is 133. Next value is P1 intersection P2 intersection P3. It is floor function of 2000 by LCM of 2 comma 3 comma 5. LCM is 30. So which is 66.6. Its integer part is 66. Now we substitute all these values in the formula. So which is equal to 2000 minus cardinality of P1 value is 1000 plus P2 value is 666 next P3 value 200, next one 333. So plus 200 minus P1 intersection P2 is, what is P1 intersection P2? 333. Here check it, 2000 divided by 5 is 400, sorry, which is 400 value is. So here we need to substitute 400 minus 333, next value 200, which is P1 intersection P3, 200. So minus 200, next value, our required value is P2 intersection P3. So what is P2 intersection P3 value? 133 plus cardinality of P1 intersection P2 intersection P3 value is 66. So plus 66. So which is equal to 2000 minus first we calculate all the positive signs, 1000, 1666, 2066 plus 66, right, which value is 12, 13, 2132 minus 333, 200, 133, 6, then 6, next 1342, 6. So 2132 minus 666. It is 1466. So 2000 minus 1466. Value is 4. Then 3. Next one is 534. So which is the number of positive integers less than or equal to 2000 which are not divisible by 2, 3, 5. Answer is 534. But one more requirement is there, but which is divisible by 7. To calculate that value, so simply number of positive integers less than or equal to 2000 which are not divisible by 2, 3, 5 but is divisible by which number? 7, which is obtained by already half of the part completed. That means which are not divisible by 2, 3, 5. It is the number 534. So 534 divided by 7. If we apply the floor function, we will get the value. So 7 times 4, 44. 76.2 means it is 7 2s. It is the floor function value. So in this 76.2 floor function, that means integer is 76. Like this we calculate the number of positive integers which are not divisible by 2, 3, 5 but which are divisible by 7. So first we calculate not divisible by 2, 3, 5. Then using that number we are dividing by 7 and applying the floor function, we will get 76. So total 76 numbers are there from 1 to 2000 which are not divisible by 2, 3, 5 but those are divisible by 7. Right, we will see the next sum. Here the problem is how many solutions does x1 plus x2 plus x3 is equal to 11 where x1, x2, x3 are non-negative integers. The meaning of this is greater than or equal to 0. But the conditions are x1 less than or equal to 3, x2 less than or equal to 4 and x3 less than or equal to 6. We have this formula. Formula is n plus r minus 1 CR, where n is the number of variables, r is the right side value, but only our constraint is it must be greater than or equal to 0. But here the extra conditions are x1 less than or equal to 3, x2 less than or equal to 4 and x3 less than or equal to 6. For that we will take, let P1 be the property that x1 greater than 3. That means for this one we take its complement. So let P2 be the property that x2 its complement is greater than 4 and P3 be the property that x3 greater than 6. Right? So for this one x3 greater than 3 means, which can be written as x1 greater than or equal to 4, because we are considering only the non-negative integers. After the integer 3, the next integer is 4. So x2 greater than 4 is equivalent to greater than or equal to 5, x3 greater than or equal to 7. To solve this problem, with respect to the conditions x1 less than or equal to 3, x2 greater than or equal to less than or equal to 4 and x3 less than or equal to 6. So if we find out n of P1 complement, P2 complement, P3 complement, we will get the number of non-negative integers with what is P1 complement. P1 complement is because it is greater than 3, its complement is less than or equal to 3. Here x2 greater than 4, its complement is x2 less than or equal to 4. P3 complement is x3 not greater than 6 means it is less than or equal to 6. So to solve this problem, we need to calculate this value. Right? How can we find out that value? N of P1 complement, P2 complement, P3 complement is equal to n minus n of P1, P2, P3. So what is this n? Where n is total number of solutions of equation x1 plus x2 plus x3 is equal to 11. In this equation, how many number of variables are there? So n is equal to 3. Right side value r is equal to 11. So what is our formula? N plus r minus 1 CR. N value 3, R value 11, minus 1 C 11. It is 13 C 11. NCR formula is n factorial by r factorial n minus r factorial. So 13 into 12 by 2, which is 13 into 6, value is 78. Right? Now continue this one. And now P1 complement, P2 complement, P3 complement is equal to 78 minus n of P1, P2, P3 is cardinality of P1 plus P2 plus cardinality of P3 minus P1 intersection P2 minus P1 intersection P3 minus cardinality of P2 intersection P3 plus cardinality of P1 intersection P2 intersection P3. First we will calculate all these values in the next slide, then we will move back. What is P1? P1 is the property x1 greater than 3. Otherwise, x1 greater than or equal to 4. So cardinality of P1 is number of non-negative integer solutions of the given equation subject to the condition. What is our condition? x1 greater than or equal to 4. x1 greater than or equal to 4. So this can be written as x1 minus 4 greater than or equal to 0. Right? Let y1 is equal to x1 minus 4. Clearly y1 greater than or equal to 0. Now we convert this equation. So what is our equation? x1 plus x2 plus x3 is equal to 11. Listen carefully. x1 means, from this one we can write x1 is equal to y1 plus 4. So substitute in this place y1 plus 4 plus x2 plus x3 is equal to 11. So y1 plus x2 plus x3 is equal to 11 minus 4 is 7. Why we are converting like this means, as per our formula, each variable must be greater than or equal to 0. Here, y1 value greater than or equal to 0. y1 means which is x1 minus 4, which is the condition of P1, and x2 also greater than or equal to 0. x3 also greater than or equal to 0. What is the value of n? N is equal to 3. Here r is equal to 7. So n plus r minus 1 c r means 3 plus 7 minus 1 c 7. So 10 minus 1 9 c 7, which is 9 into 4. Value is 36. So what is cardinality of P1? Which is 36. Similarly, we find out P2. Listen carefully. Here n value is 3. How can we get r value? Here, if the condition is greater than or equal to 4, we are subtracting this 4 from r value. Actually, r value is 11. So if we subtract this 4 from r, we will get 11 minus 4. It will become 7. So this 7 is the new r value by using this condition. Now what about r? Total value 11 minus, what is the constraint of P2? P2 is nothing but greater than or equal to 5. Right? So 11 minus 5 value is 4. So n value 3, r value 4, n plus r minus 1, c r. 11 minus 5 is 6. So value 3 plus 6, 9 minus 1, 8 c6. It is 8 into 7 by 2, 4 into 7, which is 28. Cardinality of P3, once again, n value, total number of variables 3, only r will be changed. How it will be changed? As per the condition of P3. P3 condition, equivalent condition is x3 greater than or equal to 7. So subtract 7 from r value 11. The new r will be 4. So 3 plus 4 minus 1 c 4. 7 minus 1 is 6c4, which is 6 into 5 by 2, 3 into 5, value is 15. So like that, P1 intersection P2, here I am writing, the new value of R is, R original value 11 minus of, as per P1 and P2 conditions are, P1 condition is greater than or equal to 4, P2 condition 5. By adding these two, 4 plus 5, 9. We need to subtract 9 from old value of r, 11 minus 9, our new value is 2. So 3 plus 2 minus 1, C2. So 4C2. 4 into 3 by 2, 2 into 3, value is 6. Now P1 intersection P3. So like that here also n value 3. R value is now 11 minus of P1 P3. P1 condition greater than or equal to 4, greater than or equal to 7. By adding 4 and 7, sum of these two is 11. 11 minus 11, our new value of R is 0. So 3 plus 0 minus 1, C 0, which is 2C naught, value is 1. Next, P2 intersection P3. Here n value is same 3. R value, new R value is 11 minus of P2, P3. Constraints are P2 is 5. P3 is greater than or equal to 7. 5 plus 7 is 12. So 11 minus 12, value is minus 1. Coming to the combinatorics part, combination is existing, otherwise which is possible if both n and r values are positive, but here n value positive, r value is negative. So P2 intersection P3 value is 0. Next, P1 intersection P2 intersection P3. Now we will see n value 3, r value is 11 minus of P1, P2, P3 constraints. P1 constraint is greater than or equal to 4, greater than or equal to 5. P3 is greater than or equal to 7. By adding these three, 4 plus 5, 9, plus 7, 16. So 11 minus 16 is minus 5. Again R value is negative. NCR formula is applicable if both n and r are positive, because here r value is negative. Again these three intersection is 0. Right? Why we are considering every time greater than or equal to means, in the formula non-negative integers means only we require greater than or equal to. That is very important thing. Now substitute these values here. 78 minus P1 cardinality is 36. P2 cardinality is 28. 36, 28. Plus P3 cardinality is P3 cardinality 15. P1 intersection P2 is 6. So plus 15 minus 6. Next, P1 intersection P3 is 1. P2 in other two are zeros. So minus 1, minus 0, plus 0. By simplifying this, 78, it is 6 minus 1, 7, 15 minus 7 is 8, so 36, 28, 15 minus 7 is 8, 22, 2 to 4, 3, 7, 78 minus 72 is 6. This is our answer. So total 6 number of solutions are there for this equation, subject to the conditions x1 less than or equal to 3, x2 less than or equal to 4 and x3 less than or equal to 6, and these solutions must be non-negative. Like this we solve for any equation if the solutions x1, x2, x3 are non-negative, subject to the conditions, we will solve the problem. Next, determine the number of positive integers n, where 1 less than or equal to n less than or equal to 250. You need to solve the problem like as problem number 4. With this, the topic of principle of inclusion and exclusion completed. Right? Next topic is coming to the relations. So first topic of unit 2 is completed. Thank you.